At Newmarket's Craven meeting, we saw an impressive performance in the Feilden Stakes by Canberra Legend, the 3-year-old colt by Australia who is trained by James Ferguson. His next intended run is the Dante Stakes at York before possibly running in the Derby at Epsom. We paid James and Canberra Legend a visit to find out what it's like being on the Derby trail.
Well, we've been training for Bon Ho for a number of years now. He's been a big supporter of ours. His manager is Mark McStay, who buys all his horses here in Europe, and he's been very good to us. And I'm very close to Mark, and he's been buying some fantastic horses, and fingers crossed we've done quite well for them all. Newcastle was a bit more of a relief than anything else, because obviously when you've got a horse who's working well and doing everything right, the market showed he was backed in very, very short favourite at that stage, and obviously you just want them to go and have an educating time, and you're not overly worried about where they finish. But when he showed the maturity that he showed and the turn of foot that he showed when Danny asked him the question, it was as if he'd had plenty of runs, and it showed that if we looked after him well enough, he'd have a bright future ahead. Then he went to Newmarket, which obviously is a huge step up in grade, and maybe a big shout, but the owner gave me permission, and we discussed everything, and he allowed me to run in the Feilden. First run on turf, although he'd done plenty of work on turf. So you just want that to go well, and obviously he proved his worth. The step up and trip was certainly what was needed, I felt. Although he looked like he was travelling very strongly, I'd say that it was a very well timed ride, and we were just absolutely thrilled. I think the logical option is to go to York for the Dante. It's a flat track, and one of the pinnacle Derby trials. If we think that he's good enough to run in the Derby, then he's got to go and perform in a big race like the Dante. A mile 2 at York is it's a good test, but it's a very fair track, and one that I feel that he could really show his class. It's great for the owner to have one. He's been a big supporter of racing, Bon Ho, and a big supporter of mine since I started, and with Mark. And for someone who puts a lot of money into the game, to have one that could potentially be class is super, and that's what this is all. That's what this is all about at the end of the day, is finding the top class horses. And obviously, like you said, there is a long way to go. But if he was to go and be a runner in the Derby, that would be a dream for us as well. We're a very young organisation. We have a wonderful team here who all work incredibly hard, to care and look after these horses to the best of our ability. It's just a joy when a horse like this comes along, and hopefully with baby strides we can get there, and he can be a decent runner for us on the day.